a historic moment has arrived. Volodymyr Zelensky has officially announced the document on security guarantees from the United States is 100% ready. This is not just another piece of paper, but armor that is meant to secure Ukraine's future and put an end to the war. What exactly is written in this agreement? Will American soldiers go to Ukraine, and when will Trump personally sign the document? Now, let's break down all the details. And for more details, check out our report. You are watching the Glavred channel. I'm your host, Yevhen Serov. Like and subscribe to the channel. According to media reports and official statements from the President's office, this document is the most ambitious security agreement in Ukraine's history. Although the full text remains unpublished until the signing, the key directions are already known. Military support, clearly defined exchanges of arms supplies, air defense systems, and aircraft for years to come. Deterrence of aggression, a mechanism for immediate consultations and actions in the event of another Russian attack. Economic security, a plan for recovery and investments that the United States will support at the state level. Joint production, localization of American defense technologies on Ukrainian territory. Zelensky emphasized that this document makes it possible to determine a specific date for the end of the war, as it creates a foundation on which Russia will no longer be able to dictate terms by force. Why does Zelensky call these guarantees the first and most important? Unlike European agreements, the document with the United States carries critical weight due to Washington's nuclear status and defense budget. The president of Ukraine noted that the text has already passed all stages of approval. Now the ball is in the White House's court. We expect our partners to be ready and to set a date and place for us to sign it, Zelensky stated. Trump's signature would make this agreement part of his strategy of peace through strength. Next, the document must be ratified by the US Congress and the Verkhovna Rada of Ukraine, which will make it legally binding for any future administration in the United States. But American guarantees are only part of the puzzle. The second level of security is the European coalition of the willing. Zelensky explained that while the path to NATO continues, it is these bilateral agreements with the United Kingdom, France, Poland, and now the United States that create a protective network. A distinctive feature of the American agreement is that it becomes a golden seal for investors. When the most powerful army in the world provides documented support to a country, it sends a signal to businesses that billions can and should be invested in Ukraine. This turns military security into economic stability, which is part of Zelensky's strategy for joining the European Union by 2027. The document being 100% ready means that the diplomatic battle has been won. There is only one step left, the signing ceremony, which could mark the beginning of the end of the Great War. What do you think? Will this document provide real protection, or will Russia once again try to ignore all international agreements? Share your thoughts in the comments, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Together, we are strong. Glory to Ukraine! See you next time! Europe is now on the brink of catastrophe. A sensational report from the Munich conference of 2026 claims the era of the American security umbrella is officially coming to an end. While Donald Trump is turning NATO into a commercial enterprise, Putin is already preparing the ground for a new war that will go far beyond Ukraine. Why are European leaders in a panic? Which countries will be the Kremlin's next targets? And will the European Union manage to create its own army while Washington washes its hands of the situation? Now you'll learn the full details of the report that's being called the obituary of the old security system. And for more information, be sure to check out our detailed report. You're on the Glavred channel and I'm your host Evgeny Serov. Please remember to like and subscribe to our channel. The main thesis of the Munich report: the Trump administration no longer considers Europe's security a strategic interest of the United States. Washington is increasingly acting as an arbiter rather than an ally. Trump makes it clear that lethal aid to Ukraine and the protection of the eastern flank are now solely the responsibility of the Europeans themselves. According to the report, trust in NATO's Article 5 has been undermined. Trump is promoting the idea of a dormant NATO, where the US maintains a presence but does not guarantee intervention in the event of local conflicts. This creates a dangerous security vacuum that the Kremlin intends to fill as quickly as possible. The report contains alarming intelligence forecasts. Russia is not just rebuilding its forces, it is transforming its economy for a prolonged confrontation with the West. What is Moscow prepared for, according to the report? A regional war in the Baltics is possible within 2 years after a ceasefire in Ukraine. A local war against a neighboring nation. The overall risk of this will increase just 6 months after a hypothetical pause. The Munich report notes that a hybrid campaign is already underway. These are sabotage operations on power grids, cyber attacks, and massive violations of the airspace of Poland and Estonia, as happened in September 2025. Putin's goal is to test NATO's strength in a situation where the United States is distancing itself from Europe. The report pays special attention to Trump's peace plan. The authors describe it as a scenario that completely ignores the interests of Europe and Ukraine. The plan calls for large-scale territorial concessions from Ukraine, a sharp reduction in the size of the Ukrainian armed forces, and a complete renunciation of NATO membership. The comprehensive report concludes that without strong security guarantees, any temporary pause in hostilities will only be used by the Kremlin to rearm its forces and launch an even larger attack. Europe understands that the Trump deal will leave the continent defenseless in the face of a significantly strengthened aggressor. The world of 2026 is a time when old alliances are collapsing and new ones have yet to be built. The Munich report is a final wake-up call for Europe. Either it will strengthen its own military and become a unified force, or it will be absorbed by the new Russian Empire with Washington's silent consent. Do you honestly think Europe can successfully defend itself without the US? Or are we on the verge of a great reshaping of the world? Please share your personal opinion in the comments below, subscribe to the channel for more updates, and be sure not to miss our very next detailed analysis.